Yeah, so he said they're going to be as stubble. Fire going to burn them. And that's all you that do not come back to following what it is that the Most High said you have to follow to be able to fight against the wiles of the devil, to be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Or Ezekiel 21, 31. I will pour out mine indignation upon thee. I will blow against thee in the fire of my wrath. You're going to be like stubble, he said. He said, and I will pour out mine indignation upon thee. I will blow against thee in the fire of my wrath, and deliver thee into the hand of beauteous men, and skillful to destroy. It's to us. And anyone that want to not follow the Most High, rules and regulations. Thou shalt be for fuel for the fire. You got a fire burner, cast them in there, keep the fire going with bodies. Thou shalt be for fuel for the fire. Thy blood shall be in the midst of the land. Thou shalt be no more remembered, for I, the Most High, have spoken it. Oh, yeah. Just to prove that, I mean, y'all, man, I don't know. I think a lot of people not really realizing who we talking about. Ezekiel 22 and 20. As they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace, to blow the fire upon it, to melt it, so will I gather you in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Just say the Most High. Yeah, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire. You blow up in the fire, it get hotter and hotter and hotter. Of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof. As silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall ye be melted in the midst thereof. And ye shall know that I, the Most High, have poured out my fury upon you, all you that's conquering up spirits against the Most High's people. Most High say he gonna melt you. I will leave you there and melt you. Oh yeah. As silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall ye be melted in the midst thereof. And ye shall know that I, the Most High, this ain't no man, this the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, have poured out my fury upon you. So, you can follow the way of the sorcery and the psychics and the palm readers and the witches of this land and all these different lands and entities that's dealing with idolatry against the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua and his chosen people. And that's what's going to happen to you, as it is written. It happened to us. You said what you think. And he said, I love Jacob. What you say, he going to allow these other people, the children of the devil? It don't matter what race you are. You the children of the devil. If you're dealing with those kind of things, and you think in your wildest dream the Most High not going to do that to you, he going to get you. The wrath of the Most High, like it says, Hebrews 10:31, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power. You better understand and recognize. So, we got a power. The Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he ain't no joke. But we know, Most High through what Mashiach Yahushua said in Matthew 24th chapter, it says, verse 22. Well, let's read verse 12. It says, and because iniquity, wickedness shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You see? That's when you look at people, just do a self-examination of yourself. Love thy neighbor as thyself. So someone that's really cold-hearted, they really, you look at themselves, they don't really love themselves like they pretend to. He said, iniquity shall abound, be plentiful in this earth. Wickedness is going to be plentiful in this earth. The love of many shall wax cold. People going to be cold-blooded. But he said, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. You see? You got to endure to the end to be saved. Look what he said in verse 22. He said, except those days should be shortened that we in now, there should no flesh be saved. He that have an ear, let him hear. He said, if those days that we in now will not be short, he said, there should no flesh be saved. Therefore, it's going to be a plan to kill a lot of people. If he ain't shortened the days, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, the Most High have an elect that's on this earth. Those days shall be shortened. He got to shorten the days. Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Mashiach, because people saying they waiting for him to come back the first time. So anybody say, hey, here is Mashiach, or there, believe it not. But there shall arise false Mashiachim, like you got Christ and Christian. You're going to come many false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders. Remember, Satan appear as an angel of light. And old Marvel, his ministers also appear as an angel of righteousness, you see? And that righteousness is what? Keeping of the Most High's commandments. So that's why you got to really be in the spiritual. You fight a spiritual battle to really nice. Okay, y'all listen to everybody. Y'all got all these spirits coming into you over here, over there. Y'all don't know nothing about who you listening to or what you dealing with. That's why you got to be in tune. We fighting spiritual demons in high places that could be in the minds of anybody if they're not spiritual and doing what the solution that works from what we read in this Bible. What else do you have to go by? Oh, the Most High told me. Most High told you nothing. That's why I say many are deceived by their own vain opinion and evil suspicion overthrowing their judgment. You allow the devil to come in and you make the wrong judgment. And you got everybody else following you with the wrong judgment. That's why it's very important. That's when I say, making me something different. You making me something different? Don't believe this, that I will change. I'm serious. I ain't boasting. I'm serious. If you making me something different, I'm going to change. I've changed on a lot of things. You know? So it ain't like I won't change. I'm going to change. That's what this is about. Being born again, that's change. I was like this, and I changed. I was like that, I changed. You got to change. We all got to change. Become a new creature. You know, a new man, a new woman. This is about change. But for the betterment of the Most High. All glory to him. Because we gave him the middle finger. We over and over again, he kicked us out the land. We cried to him, started doing the law, statutes, commandments. This is what we doing now, repenting, keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. He allows us to come back to the land, and we end up being wicked and kick us out again. We've been kicked out. We got on his nerves so much, he kicked us out. We've been gone so long. This is the last time we got to cry to him. Got to be in sincerity, though. But there shall arise false Mashiachim, false messiahs, false anointeds, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect. There go that word deceive. Remember, the devil do what? The dragon do what? Satan do what? The beast do what? Edomites do what? Those that follow that spirit of the devil do what? Deceive the whole world. We was cast down to his angels. Where? Right here on the earth. Behold, I have told you before. He said, I told you before. See, a lot of y'all not realizing, man, this is serious. This is serious as can be. That's why it's 1 Peter 5 and 8 says, 1 Peter 5 and 8, be sober. Be sober. You can't be no drunkard. Ain't no drunkard going to the kingdom because you ain't in your right mind. Be sober. Be focused. So you can be focused. You ain't drinking all the time. You ain't no drunk, I say, because you know, Marcel Shai, he drank, they call him a wine bibber, but he drank in moderation. To be sober. Be focused, y'all. Be vigilant. Why? Because your adversary, your enemy, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. You hear that? So he's going where? Most High, where you coming from, Satan? What'd he say? Going to and fro and up and down in the earth. That cross that they put on their chest represent him. This is what he said. Going to and fro, up and down in the earth. Seeing whom he may what? Devour. That's his whole purpose. To see whom he may devour. Like he just said, if it wasn't for the elect's sake, he said, there would be no flesh left on the earth. Look how many people dying. You think the Bible ain't true? He said, whom resist steadfast. As a Mashiach shall resist him. And you cannot deny, if you look at this lesson, you'd have heard this lesson, how to rebuke the devil. With the law of the Most High. The same thing that they said you're not under. So how can you ever rebuke the devil? If thou canst say. He said, whom resist steadfast in the faith of the Most High, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. You see, gotta have faith in the Most High, though. You gotta know that the Most High is the power. And as long as you're doing righteous, then you're gonna be on the right side of the Most High. You do negative, you do evil, you be wicked, you allow somebody to come into your mind and be able to have you do things that's wrong, then you're going to pull Satan to you, the devil to you. And he's going to get you one way or another. He going to vex you one way or another. You know, if he going to get you, or he going to get your children, he going to get your family members, somebody that you love, he going to tap into them, bam, you're going to be jacked up. Mess you up, man. One way or another, he going to get you. As it is written. So, to the time strain, I'm going to stop there. We got a late start tonight, but I hope that was edifying. You know, I have much more to go into, but due to time constraint, I'm gonna stop right there, and I say all praise to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All praise to the Mashiach Yahushai, and we got next forever, never, never. Shalom.